The time has finally come for us to indulge in one of probably my favorite genres of games, which I colloquially called first-person shooters up until about 5 years ago, when I think they got the, we'll call it the endearing name Boomer Shooter, but the time has come. I've talked about it a lot, and welcome back, y'all, of course, but I love Boomer Shooters. I love Doom. I love Doom 2. I love Quake. I love Painkiller. I love Rise of the Triad. I just love these games, and I will play these for the rest of my life. It's just I want to say they're simple. They're simple in, just in terms of layout and mechanics. It's just aim and shoot, which I love. And yeah, Heretic is one that look, there we go. There's the boys, John Romero and John Carmack. Another classic id title. Heretic is one I never got around to. I picked it up on a GOG sale a few months ago, kind of with the idea of like, hey, this would be fun to play on the channel, and I got, all 4 of them. Will we play through all 4 of them? I don't know, but I do know that this one is considered the closest thing to like a Doom 2 clone. The other ones I think are closer to Quake clones, but I have a ton of these games. I just play them so much, so I thought, hey, I probably should play one I haven't played and record it for the channel rather than just like replaying Doom over and over. So here we are. We're going to be jumping into Heretic, and this is actually the Shadow of the Serpent Riders edition, which is like the it's got some expansion levels and stuff like that. Like I said, I'll be brutally honest, I have not played this one before. We're going to be experiencing it together 30 years after the fact, so I hope it's a blast. I know all these games have great reviews. I want to play Hexen as well. But we're starting with the OG. We are starting with Heretic. Let's get into a new game, and you can see there are quite a few, I don't know if they're campaigns or levels. We'll figure it out as we go. We're just going to do normal. I hope it's not as hard as like a game like Blood, which is like notoriously difficult even on normal. But yeah, we're just gonna kick it here. I do need to also, look at the simplicity. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is how things used to be. All right, so F6 is our quick save. Inventory is here. 1, 2, reduce view, increase view. What does that mean? Okay, cool. So you can just zoom in and out. I kind of like the thing at the bottom, reminds me of Doom. All right. Elven one, so there's 6 weapons, auto map functions, F follow, zoom in. I don't even know what that means. Okay, I see. Oh, I already hear bad guys. And there's our first enemy. Taken out, I am now a heretic. All right, let's clear out this room, and I also, thankfully, have a macro on my mouse up with the sensitivity. With these DOSBox games, the sensitivity is always a little wonky, just due to the fact the polling rate is a lot higher on newer mouses and newer machines than it was on older machines. But it's funny, I honestly don't play DOSBox stuff that much. This is like a actual DOSBox game. Usually, let's see, so if I flip through here, okay, that's like my pages of my inventory. And then we just have some bullets. Don't think we can pick that up yet. I guess that's health. Smack some stuff with our wand. So there's our quick save slot. We're going to call this QS1. And then if we hit it, do you want to quick save? Yes. And I do have, some... I got to figure out what the... I guess that I have been playing Ultima Underworld. I haven't played it in a while, but I'm getting through it. I eventually one day want to do a video on it. It's funny. Quartz flask. I don't know what that does. I'll probably have to look up some of this stuff as I get along, or we can just try it out and figure it out ourselves. But yes, I'm playing through Ultima Underworld. There's a guy I watch. I think his name is Modular, and he's been doing these great Ultima videos. Ultima is a series I never really got into growing up. They're a little before my time. This is a little bit more my time. Although Ultima, the later Ultimas were definitely my time too, especially something like Ultima 9. But I was playing stuff like, I don't know, the PlayStation 1. I don't know. I guess I did do a lot of PC gaming. It's just that stuff swept me by. All right, so this very much feels like the pistol in Doom. It'd be nice to get a little bit more ammo, although all Doom-like start you with very, very little ammo to start. That's kind of the glory of it. All right. I want to see, is there any other controls I need to be aware of? Page left, so let's just go flipping through inventory. We have our map on tab, and gamma correction. Oh, interesting. Messages. Okay, so do not hit F7. Don't like that that's right next to the save. I don't think we need it. Pause key is pause. Love that. What is that, P? Just escape. That's all we need. All right, we're in it. I love these auto maps in these early games too. Oh, and I love MIDI music. Last night I was up way too late, actually kind of getting this running. I just wanted to get, so I do have like a little bit of upscaling on through DocsBox. It has some native scaling features, but I was up late just getting it to run. I was like, yeah, you know what? I've just been, like, I think I mentioned in a video I recorded recently, at least in relation to the time I did this. Let me see. I just want to make sure. What is it? Enter is to select, and enter is to use. Okay. So I can't open that. Looks like a yellow key. And what was it? Where were messages? Messages were F8. Messages on. Okay. So I'm not getting anything right now that's saying I can't open this. So maybe that's just something that's triggered later. You always gotta take these DOS games very, very slow, at least in my experience. Doom, Heretic, probably not as much as something like an Ultima, or something like that. I don't like that enter is used, because with a lot of these games, maybe I'll try and remap that in DOSBox later. Oh, and I also have a turn, which is interesting. Okay. So here is our first element. Yeah, so Q and E are turn. I'm not quite sure what that does. I imagine that is something that we need to open. I should grab that last bit of ammo, because this game has the same feeling of ammo scarcity. All right. Nothing here. Can't go out yet. Anyways, yeah, so while I was getting this all set up, I was just flipping through YouTube, and I found like these people that just make like really sick MIDI music using like the original MIDI sound packs. And that's exactly what this takes me back to. This very much reminds me of Ultima, the soundtrack, Ultima Underworld at least. All right, so we're already stuck. Got it. Don't, leave it to a DOS game to stump you within like the first 30 seconds of the game launching. Although I have a feeling maybe you have to use this. I have a feeling, let's see. That is interesting. I'm trying to see it. I don't think it's mapped as F in here, I'll be honest with you. All right. We will. So I don't think we... that's not fly. No. It is so interesting to me. So... Okay. We've got our yellow key. F is used. So the person who has done this DOSBox mapping definitely did us a favor, to say the least. Because this feels a lot more modern. I almost kind of want to map scroll to look up and down, or right click or something like that. Right click is strafe. Very, very nice. Okay, we are online with our controls, because usually all you need, scroll would be nice to flip through our weapons too. All right. So I see now. So yeah, these orbs are the usage thing. There we go. That's so funny. Oh, wow, that's cool. Yeah, I really don't know anything about this game whatsoever. I just know it's a Doom clone. I love Doom clones. And I wanted to stop playing Doom because I'm literally just playing through Doom right now. All right. Yeah, this is probably the slowest Heretic level 1 run ever, but we will accelerate, I promise you. Now that we know the buttons, we will succeed. Yeah, I'll probably take a look at the DOSBox mapping, because like I'm curious what looks like some of the gauntlets of the interesting. So there's armor in this as well. It's got a little RPG element to it. I did not know that. I'll have to figure out what the controls are mapped to, as not exactly sure what some of these items do, like the gauntlet of power and stuff like that. At least we're doing good on ammo for this main staff. Let me see, do we have any other weapons yet? Doesn't seem like it. All right, so yeah, I'm assuming these are like life pouches. Nobody's ever called something a life pouch. We'll call it a med kit. Assuming those are med kits. It does feel pretty good though. With I've got my DPI macro set, although I do need to move my. There we go. Wand crystal. It does feel really good for a game that's this antiquated. I mean, the fact is nowadays, like, this is such, at least in my realm of the internet, this is such a copied style. A lot of things don't do the auto map anymore. That's still a little bit dated. But, like, gosh, what have I recently? I don't know. There's just a ton of stuff that, like, mimics a style, and then they mimic it so closely, right, that you're like, why don't I just go back and play the classics that, like, made people want to make games in this style, right? At least that's me. There's just so much stuff where they go through the effort of, like, getting this all done correctly. But the OGs just slap, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of, like, okay, just take off, brother. There's a lot of, like, what do you want to call it? Content creators that I follow that, what is this? Ethereal arrows. Interesting. It's kind of cool, too, because, like, I don't know any other weapons or anything like that. I'm just kind of playing this hardcore blind with y'all. Oop, there's somebody behind me. Nice. That very much reminds me, and this is a insane thing to say, because this clearly came out quite literally decades before. Like I said, that is Crystal Violet's health. I think it's like our first real damage so far. Ah, okay. What do we got here? Tome of Power. All right, so we're going to do F6. Yes, I do. If I hit backspace, something has been activated. Oh, okay. So it looks like when you have a Tome of Power activated. Oh, sick, dude. Okay. It's kind of, wow. Okay, I'm going to make some really, we're going to reload because I don't want to use that yet. We're going to make some very bad comparisons here. I don't think, you know, I'll just say it. This crossbow reminds me of the crossbow from Dusk. And that gauntlet of, or the Tome of Power reminds me of using your ult in a medieval. So, New Blood Entertainment, you have prepared me for this exceedingly well. Okay, and Enter also seems to activate that item. So let me reload again because I did not realize that and I forgot that. So, okay, if I do that. Interesting, it doesn't let me do it. I don't know what that potion is, but I can select it. We're going to switch to that for now, just so I don't, because it's not letting me do it, and that's probably a good thing. We're still on our training wheels, y'all. Oh, hello. Thank you for hitting me while I'm on my training wheels. Dig that, though. It is honestly crazy how many... Oof. Does that have a little bit of science? Okay, nice. It has a nice explosion sound, but it does not, Whoa. Oh, so that must be from those gauntlets I picked up. This doesn't seem like it has a... I guess it's like your chainsaw, essentially. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, it doesn't seem like this has any blowback, which is nice, so I don't self-damage myself. We still have our training wheels on. Okay, and there is a actual run button too. Man, I love this. I love this already. I am a very simple man to please. Very, very simple man to please. Yeah, there's so much of DOS games that I really just didn't experience. I had a early Windows 3.1 machine. We had some games on it on oh, I forget the name. It has a very what is it called? They're the big floppies. I forget what the big floppies were called, but that was my first computer I can remember growing up in. My uncle used to work for an engineering firm that always was going through computers, especially at like turn of the century, where engineers doing CAD and stuff like that were just the speed of computer development was a lot faster back then. We were kind of moving up in our megahertz for the processors, and you know, hard rate space and calculating power, all that was flying through. So we got a lot of hand-me-downs, and one of my first computers was from him. So like I remember getting SimCity. I remember getting Civilization for DOS, having like 40 floppies to insert into my computer. My neighbor had Doom, which we played a lot. I remember that being on floppies. And then there's a lot of games just in my brain which I don't remember the names of, but I had a Sega pretty early on as well. Sega Genesis, I should say, Mega Drive 4. Overseas folks. But what are we doing wrong here? So, all right, no alerting there. Let's see. This is definitely going to be the longest one, but yeah, just long story long. There's a lot of DOS. I hear from a lot of people who really like retro stuff. Like you have to dig into the DOS catalog. The DOS catalog is some of the most unique, interesting, vibrant games of like the early era, especially ones that like really nail it, because there just wasn't, you know, there wasn't a lot of standards, kind of like early dance music or anything else when it's kind of like a format that's being pioneered. The stuff that comes out at the beginning is usually, a lot of it's kind of mid, but there's some stuff that is just like purely untainted by other forms of media. Excuse me. All right. All that to say, I am already stuck. All right. We've came out here. There's going to be a lot of this, I assure you, but do not worry, I will not dilly-dally too long before referring to those who have tread this path before me. So the only thing here is like we could go out here, right? And I guess that thing in the middle there, I was trying to figure out what that is. I guess that's the keys we have. We have the yellow key. Let's see. We can come through here. Yeah, that's my guess, is that we can't get through here right now. Not sure exactly why. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't remember if in Doom 2 you can aim up. I just play those games with just playing it like this because 90% of the time you don't need it. But I am wondering if you actually do need that. Another thing with these types of games is you miss one thing and you're SOL pretty fast. If you miss a button, if you miss an area, and sometimes with these graphics, it's kind of hard to discern what the right course of action is. So, okay, you can't unactivate buttons. There's nothing out here. We got the key. Yeah, I will not be surprised to look up that this is probably like a 15. Usually the par Like, the par time for these levels is like 2 to 3 minutes. Like, if you know what you're doing, you can just fly through. But secrets are always a big part of these games. Okay, so these are just kind of like little side rooms. There's nothing here to activate. Alright, then you come up here. Do any of these open? Usually the auto map 2 is like kind of your savior. I'm also playing through, I think I mentioned TNT Evolution, which is a Doom 2 mod, and that very much like relies on you using the auto map to figure out when you're kind of in a bad spot. Alright, so then we come up here. Did we come up here already? And this is that door. Okay. Interesting. So these pathways all kind of connect. I'm wondering if... Yep, totally missed a button. That is embarrassing. As I said, let's see how strong these gloves are. Okay, yeah, totally a chainsaw. Sick. And then you can switch back to this one. Does it have knockback, or is that just because of... Okay, very, very unsatisfying. Very, very unsatisfying to use that weapon. Alright, let's save before we screw up. Grab some of these health vials, and we're on our way. I am going to be the world's worst Heretic player. There is no doubt in my mind about that. Alright. Yeah, how did I miss that? I guess it is kind of like hidden in the wall up there. But you gotta take your time. You gotta examine all these levels. I love this. Like, just the first staff and the explosions on these guys is sick. I won't lie. Like, so I have it on the normal 3x scaling. Oh, very cool. Ooh, new monster. New sprite. Fairly strong. Took 40 shots. We'll switch to the this boy here for the next route, and we're across the aisle now. Yeah, so I'm playing with normal 3x scaling, which honestly makes this, like, this to me is fine. Some people, you know, they can't get over this, but I love the way this looks. I was actually messing around. Oh, there we go. Let's see, how long did that take? Oh, 2 secrets, not bad. 18 minutes, that is depressingly long. We will improve, I promise. All right, docks have been finished. Where are we moving to next? The dungeons. Trying to give it my best Gauntlet Legacy voice. The dungeons. But yeah, the other scaling modes look pretty good. It would be cool to see this in like a high res version. I guess Hexen maybe is a little bit better than that. There we go. All right, so we're gonna save. Let's do a proper save because game files save. I'm gonna call this actual one. That'll be like our hard save. And if we do quick save, we resave to the quick slot. Okay, cool. We're locked in. We are learning together. I hope you are enjoying this DOS journey with me. But yeah, some of the other... Oh, this is like... Oh, cool. So it's only one shot, but it kind of like spreads out, and there's somebody behind me. Not good. Not good. Interesting. So yeah, it still has that Doom-style tracking for enemies above you. It would be cool to... It would be a little different than the way I usually play these games, but maybe I'll map some of these buttons on my controller, on my mouse, to... Honestly, this would play really good on a gamepad. I wonder if my gamepad is, like, connected. It's, like, right here next to me. No, it's not. I don't feel like mapping that right now. But maybe for the future I will. It would be cool to map the up and look, down look to some of these buttons on my fancy non-2000s mouse. Oh, man. I did play around with the scanline filters a bit in DOSBox, but they just made it a little too dark. Although this does have a gamma, maybe there is a good way to get it. Maybe I'll play around with it for the next episode. Right now, I like the way it looks. Some people I know don't like scanlines. I do. it just, they have to be done correctly. So maybe, I'll probably play around with it more for the next episode, see if I can find a setting that I like. Yeah, and another thing about, I don't know. If I boost, I'm just trying to think. If I boost the gamma a little bit, so this I guess is for the green key. Ooh, not following the traditional Doom stylings. Let's see, where do we gotta go? This, on it, maybe it could look good with scan lines. I just wasn't super impressed when I was playing around with it last night. I was more concerned just about it looking somewhat decent in 1080p. You need a yellow key. Okay, so the other door is what, right here? There we go. I am the king of saves coming in these games, as you should. These games are meant to be saved a lot. What is going on? Something bad has happened. As I said, it is good to do what I have done, which is make an actual save and a quick save. I'm not sure what killed me there. I'm going to be honest with you. That did seem like a bug. Nope. There was a guy above me. Huh. So if I wanted to do that, I have to look up. Home is to return. And my left arrow key is look down. It's okay. It should be insert. But we'll figure it out. I love this crossbow already. It's kind of like the shotgun in a way. What is hitting me? Oh my gosh. What is that? What is that? Was that a wall trap? Was that a poltergeist? What is hitting me? Is it just the spoopy room? Is there something? Maybe we do have to look up. I'm like kind of surprised. Maybe this is a part of Heretic. Okay, we may have to reload. What? Okay, maybe I really don't know. I'm trying to remember. There's definitely traps in a lot of games of this style. Alright, so there's blood coming out though. That's the weird part. Okay, we're gonna reload. I am loving this though. So here was the main guy. Let's switch back to our machine gun. So yeah, it looks like there is a guy over there, because your weapon won't track and you shouldn't be getting blood. Oh, he's gotta dodge those if there isn't. You know, all right, well this is, I'm confused. Because the gun is tracking up there. Maybe it's a poltergeist. You know, in the original Doom, and in a lot of the other Doom versions, unless this is just a bug, there are definitely invisible monsters, right? I forget the name of the pink Goomba guy who like always charges you and he takes 3 shotgun shots. I'm terrible with like all of the names other than like Marine and Imp from the game, so clearly I've played all the Doom games. I just play stuff. I'm bad with lore unless I really care about the lore. Stuff like 40k, I care about the lore. Other stuff, not so much. But there are invisible enemy types in Doom, is what I'm getting at. So maybe there is here, although that was like true invisible. That wasn't like semi-invisible, at least from what I could tell. Okay, is the torch an item? It is. Okay. We gotta keep an eye out though for future super invisible boys, and there we go. I'm glad you switched to that. I'm sure I'll get sick of this music at some point, but I'm definitely enjoying it right now. I don't know, you just get used to this type of stuff. Like, everything from this era just has its charm, right? Like, it hasn't been touched in such a long time, and it's just very much, at least feels like it was the pinnacle of something. Claw orb. I can pick up multiples of them. All right, interesting. I need to figure out what that potion is. Maybe that's just a heal. That would be kind of cool. Doom, you don't really have an inventory. So the fact that we already have, like, gloves and other kind of items is kind of cool. Can I, so if I aim down a little bit, can I blow these up? Nope, still just static icons. We learning. What do you have here? Okay, so this is the yellow key. Usually it will trigger some sort of onslaught of baddies, but I guess not today. Let's see. I do hear some folks. Let's get down here. I'm going to guess that is the use for our torch. Another thing I like about these games, just older games and... Oh, hello. Older stuff in general. Okay, maybe I don't love it, but when it works, and I like it when it works. Stuff not being handheld, right? Just like games back then, very much, you know, you had to read a lot in the manuals. Stuff like King's Quest, where it like expects you to be unbelievably intuitive, or it's just, you know, extending the life of the game by being a bit convoluted. A bit of a different story, admittedly. But stuff like this, right? Like, oh, I'm in a dark room, I have a torch, I need to use that. Rather than being like, you know, a whole bunch of stuff on the screen being like, use your torch now. And then it won't let you proceed until you use the torch. To be honest, though, I feel like that's just a trope that most people are kind of sick of at this point anyways. It's not just I. All right, so we got the yellow key. So on that diatribe, let's see if I was correct. All right, so if we come down here. Silver shield. And a lot of boys. Okay, so that was like our armor. 3 is our shield. Or, sorry, 3 is our crossbow. Kind of want to use these gauntlets a little bit. Okay, not against them, though. Gonna dodge this. I am definitely digging the art. Like another boomer shooter. So I have the Chasm. Which I got for free. It seems to have pretty decent reviews. It's a kind of Quake boomer shooter style more than Doom. I want to play that. I also want to replay what is the name of Dark Forces and Dark Forces 2 Star Wars. Those I did have for DOS as well. I think it was DOS. Maybe it was 95. I definitely could be wrong. That is I may have had it on CD. So it may have been for Windows 95, but I do remember playing the heck out of that and never succeeding because it was just so difficult. Okay. Is there a crouch? Nope. And that, my friends, is why you save more frequently than you believe you need to. Alright, so we kind of goofed the pooch there. Ooh. Okay. We didn't really need that, I guess, but it did give us a decent amount of ammo. We took some damage, but there are life pods around. Yeah, you really like, when you can't see, you cannot see in this game. I wonder if these are the same guys that were in that other room and I came about it from a different way? Did I already hit that? I feel like I did. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so this is the way we came in. I've already lost myself. The sauce has already been lost. Yeah, this does feel like the other way I came through, but I need to get that shield. Wand crystal. This looks like a fake wall. And it is. Maybe not. Maybe that wasn't a fake wall. No, I guess I did come about it from the other way, because the shield's over here. Alright, so we'll hold on to that torch for now. I did come about it from the other way. Look at that. Yeah, the key, I don't know if the auto map easily reveals kind of hidden walls like some of the other Doom games do. But really, really looking for is like a mist map texture. That's like the key to finding hidden and secret walls in these Doom likes. Alright, so here. So we're going to try this again. I don't know what claw orbs are. I'm guessing it's a different ammo type, so we're just going to go here. And, oh, almost made it. Let's try that again. We're just going to do... There we go. Much better. Oh, this is the claw. See, these are the ammos. This is the claw, and this is the ammo for this weapon. Interesting. We'll see how that performs in combat. Digging this so far. Loving this game. Already just right up my alley. I feel like I need to talk to somebody about why I love these games so much. Nostalgia's a funny thing. I talk about it a lot. And, you know, it's something that's been talked about. Okay, so this is like a big boy machine gun, which is sick. Okay, like a heavy-duty machine gun. I like that. Yeah, this does... I played through a Medieval, and the, what is it? The Black Temple, the Black Abyss, Black Gauntlet, Black Shield, something like that. The latest expansion, but I am now very, very much understanding the inspirations. I did know it was mildly inspired there, but playing through this, it's just props to those guys, man. I love that game. I love all the New Blood stuff. They don't need to be doing it, right? And there's definitely like media that is oft repeated, right? Like COD, Battle Royals, games that are Pokemon games. There's actually, you would think there would be more of them, but you have like Ni no Kuni and stuff like that. Anyways, tropes that are overdone, and I'm sure many, 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 many people are sick of this stuff, but for the lucky few, sometimes you can't ever get enough, and this is one of those genres. Racing games are like that for me too. I just eat racing games. I don't know if we'll probably do some playthroughs of some on this channel. I have a racing channel I don't really update that much that I want to do more racing stuff on, like racing specific stuff. Oh, I see now what was going on. They were not invisible foes. These guys, at least I'm assuming, maybe there was, but this, no, I don't think so. I think these guys were on the other side of that fake wall and were shooting me. So that gives me a bit more clarity into our predicament before when we were coming through. All right. I love this. I just can't express enough how much this stuff just makes me feel at peace, destroying demons and heretics like it was 1998. When did this come out? I don't know. It's probably 95. Like 98 is like StarCraft. Actually, it probably tells me in the menu, right? Any sort of... Nope. I'll look it up after the fact. All right, let's do a little quick save here. This is indeed poison water. Those are indeed exploding mines, as I thought they would be. That is Tachyon armor. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, clear those out. Switch back to the crossbow. We'll get one nice crossbow shot across the lane. I need to be using run a bit more. I have it off right now. I don't know if there's an auto toggle button. I know in Doom I usually have it on all the time, but I'm not a fast boy in this game yet. I am still a Padawan. Alright, let's save. Probably should make a full save here in a minute. You never want to get stuck into a place where your quick save kind of messes you up. Or you get corrupted saves or anything like that. Big props to those who maintain DOSBox though, man. Like, these things, like, would just be lost to time, you know, without people who have gone through the effort of software preservation. I thought there was somebody behind me. It's kind of interesting. If I swing my mouse around, it, like, moves me slightly. Right, like, can I move? Yeah, I can. So if I just swing like this, maybe... Oh, my gosh. Wow, that is... Maybe this didn't have mouse look? I don't know, and I just realized now I can actually play this with one hand. I can move the mouse upwards. That's why it's doing that for me. Very, very interesting. Not a big deal. It feels great, to be honest. This mapping is fine now that I know how to use items, and I'm getting a hang for it. With the stuff, you always got to kind of... Quartz flask. I wonder what those are for. We have 5 of them now. Let's... It won't let me use it, though. Okay, there we go. It's just to heal. Is our life also represented by that chain down there? Let's see if I... Or is it our armor? Okay, so that chain down there explains kind of why it doesn't show up on the other screens when you zoom in and zoom out. This feels like a room that would have a secret. I also don't know if it's just if it's like just you have to click on the walls to get a secret. The tearing is a little goofy, but I don't think we're gonna get crazy VSync on this. Or if it's like, I think Doom 2 is the one where you have to shoot walls sometimes or shoot things. Doom 1, I feel like there was less of that. I just can't remember. They all are a blur to me. I played like Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 64. And, oh man. Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 64, Doom 3, and Doom Eternal, all within the span of like, well, I should say, replayed Doom 2. I never actually played Doom 64. That was one it was on sale when they brought it to Switch. I played and I loved it. But replayed all of those within the span of 3 years. Obviously, the new Doom stands out much differently than the other ones, but the old ones all kind of blur together, if I'm being honest. What is this over here? Oh, interesting. This is just showing that... Ooh, don't want to get crushed. Showing that there's a switch on the wall to activate this. We're learning our visual language. Wait, can I not pick that up? I can pick that up. Let's get a little save boy in here. Oof, man. Jeez. Alright, chill. Chill. Y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill. Please chill. Big chillin'. I love this music too. It is very much just because I have been playing Ultima Underworld. I am sure this type of stuff drives people nuts, but I'm a creature of nostalgia. What can I say? So if I stand here, do I go up? Yes. No! Oh, come on, man. Is there a quick way over there? Let's just reload. Alright, and we are back. I did the thing at the very beginning of the video I said I was afraid I was going to do, which is hit the "Are you sure you want to quit" button. And I smacked it. Thankfully, we had a save that was, this is the save I was trying to load, you know, obviously. Right, let's try this again. Getting on this wall here. Alright. I wonder if this mouse thing actually is kind of messing with me a little bit. The mouse push forward. It's, yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look that up afterwards. Definitely some optimizations that I can make. All right. Let's switch back over to the, oh, so this actually goes to over 100. Very nice. Okay, so that's a switch activated item, or a switch activated wall. The dungeons is the appropriate name. We did not get the key. I'm assuming that we needed there. It's also interesting if you're walking and you like push forward with this mouse, it gives you kind of like a run. All right. This is definitely not the right way. Let's go back the way we once came, which was the yellow door. Fake wall. Look at me. Shadow sphere. I wonder if that's partial invisibility. That's also a thing I don't really understand in Doom. I get it all the time. Let's see. Is it yeah, so partial invisibility. I think what it does my best guess of what it's like intended to do is like it kind of, you come in and out of like the enemy, so they'll shoot at you a little bit less, or they can't target you from as far away. But yeah, once again, right, it's kind of not even hard to tell. But if you look here, I was able to see that because right there where the door is, it's a slightly different color gradient, and that is the key for hidden items. Oof, a little chunky there. Alright, the key for secret walls in these games. Alright, let's do a safety save. There we go. Did we go this way? I guess not. That's probably what we missed. Time Bomb of the Ancients? You know, we are amassing quite a little arsenal of items here. Is this like rocket ammo? Oh, somebody think is coming our way. Map scroll, very nice. Let's see. I kind of want to try one of these out. Oh. Interesting. With these maps, it's kind of hard to tell elevation. That I could tell was a secret room because of the shadow cast on the top. I don't know. To me, that type of stuff's a little endearing. It can be annoying, but usually they don't hide stuff that you usually. It's not always the case, but usually they don't hide stuff that you desperately need. So I already got the gauntlets. Ring of Invincibility. I'm actually worried, am I going to fill up my inventory now, man? We might have to start using the stuff like ad nauseum. It hasn't really been terribly difficult so far. Alright, so that was the secret room that was denoted on the map. What's this on the other side of the wall? Coming out here. It's saying what? I haven't explored that corner of the wall yet. Oh, it wasn't wrong. That is what it was saying. Alright, well, it looks like we missed some stuff over here. Nothing to write home about yet. Is there like an elevator up here or something? Oh yeah, I guess we didn't come all the way in here. It's got a little bit of pushback too on it, which is nice. Oof. Interesting. I wonder if it's the case that certain enemies take more damage from certain weapons. Definitely feels like this does great damage to these guys. And the crossbow. Maybe that is the case. Alright, there's our green key. Another book. A little bit of life. We're running a little low on the shield, but we picked it up early on enough that I feel like we're doing pretty good. Alright, so now we can return back to the foyer. And use our newly acquired key device. Looks like there's a secret wall here too we missed. Yeah, this really is the dungeons, tell you what. What is that thing? Wings of Wrath, alright. We definitely got it. Unless these are all of the items in the game and I have found all of them, it definitely feels like we have come up on our inventory limit. I don't know any of these. We're gonna have to do this in order. Is there another secret room down here? Man, this is like secret room heaven. Doesn't follow it on. Doesn't look like it. Might be above us. We'll figure it out shortly, I'm sure. All right. Here's our green key. This is a really long level too, to be honest. I'm also, taking my time, breathing it in, also accidentally clicking out, and I should say accidentally exiting out of the game mid-level. Yeah, you think that would have came up in QA testing. Don't put the quick load and quit right next to each other. Alright, blue key, of course. Let's try out one of these. What does this do? I'm not sure what it did, actually. Time Bomb of the Ancients. Alright, we should definitely be using a different weapon. Might die here. Not terribly worried. There's a lot of health we missed earlier on the level we can just go grab. We were already kind of low on armor anyways. Oops, secret room. Maybe? These very much feel like the imps of Doom. These are flying. Maybe they are imps. Yeah, it's like flying imps. Pretty generous with health so far. Maybe it's just because it's the early levels. I could very much see it just kicking up in difficulty after a certain point. Alright. So yeah, we're doing alright on life again. Yeah, that wasn't a secret. Maybe you had to go this way. Very, very big level so far. I'm digging it. Game runs great. Looks great. My Pentium 1 500 megahertz processor and 128 megabytes of RAM would have killed it. My Sound Blaster just banging on in the background. Alright, so that is how you get around that way. Alright, we have all the keys. That should be... let's do it. Save. That shield definitely, Alright, so it's more health up here. I also don't know if there's, fall damage, but that shield definitely came in clutch for us. I'm not sure. The grunting sound makes me feel like there might be fall damage. Alright, so... the last area is in here. Alright, so we're already Gucci on health again. And here we are. Give us another save. I wonder if it's worth using a torch here. I feel like the torch might, if there are more than the items you currently have in inventory, it definitely will be the most used one, or the first one to be used. Oh, look at that. 100% kills, almost all the secrets, almost all the items. 24 minutes. Not bad, future me. Not bad. Alright, where are we off to next? Dungeons have been finished. Now entering the gatehouse. Very cool. Alright, let's get a proper save in. Let's get a quick save in. Double mapped up. Very, very cool. Well, I was hoping to get through 3 levels, but it kind of took a while on the first one. Not gonna lie. And the time wait doesn't really account for the quick saves and stuff like that. So, yes. Actually, I don't know. Let's we'll stand here and do our outro with the rotating skulls. Well, y'all, we're in it. We're finally doing some boomer shooter goodness on the channel with a little bit of Heretic. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll be kicking this as we go along. I kind of have a few different series going on right now. I feel pretty good, though. We've got a nice dungeon crawler. Now I've got a shooter, and we've got a an RPG going on, and then we've got, you know, whatever shows up on the holodeck hour. So plenty of content. Hopefully it's enough background for y'all who are interested in this type of stuff. But yeah, as always, liking, subscribing, sharing help the algorithm a great deal, and I, you know, appreciate sharing some of these old games and the like. Hopefully putting some new recordings of the old stuff on YouTube with others out there. I really need to figure out the way to do this. But yeah, until next time, y'all, appreciate it as always. Have a good one.